From secret affairs that exploded in front of the cameras.
It's really up.
It is.
Yeah.
But you wanted me there.
Yeah, but I didn't want you flirting with my guy.
Well, I'm sorry, happens.
No, doesn't just happen.
To love triangles so messy, they made national headlines.
I'm not worried about the mother of Michael's child being a part of our lives.
Michael and I got engaged before he went into prison. I'm just ready for us just to be a family and start our lives.
These are the most toxic Love After Lockup couples and how their love stories turned into full-blown disasters. Let's start with Scott and Lizzy, whose story will make you question everything about online romance. Scott and Lizzy from Love After Lockup Season 1 are a textbook example of a toxic relationship built on manipulation, lies, and deep emotional damage. From the start, Scott poured his life savings, over $90,000, into supporting Lizzy while she was in prison, believing it was for love.
I can do whatever I want, and he's okay with it. I don't even know what this is, but I'm getting it.
In reality, Lizzy admitted to using that money to fuel her drug habits, including meth and heroin, and said she had never truly loved him.
I gave Lindsay my credit card to go shopping, and when I looked at my account this morning, she spent $2,000.
I didn't think she was spending that much money, and I think she's using me. I don't even know if she loves me.
Once Lizzy was released, things got worse. She manipulated Scott's emotions, made him believe he wasn't doing enough, and constantly shifted blame. Viewers watched Scott spiral as Lizzy gaslit him and toyed with his hope for a future together.
I said yes to the engagement because I do love him, and I do see a future with him. I mean, come on. He's gonna make sure I'm okay. He doesn't ask for sex. I mean, does that not sound good?
When she realized Scott was out of money, she abruptly ended the relationship, completely ignoring the emotional toll it took on him. The breakup was humiliating, and it played out in front of millions.
You can't even look at me straight in the eyes and say you don't want sex.
I don't want sex.
But you look down.
But even that wasn't the end. Lizzy later attempted to reconnect with Scott, despite their incredibly volatile past. It was like watching two people stuck in a cycle of self-destruction. Scott, deeply wounded and financially ruined, eventually turned to heroin himself. Their final split was anything but clean. It was messy, emotional, and deeply uncomfortable for fans to witness.
So I got something from you from Wisconsin.
What?
Okay? It's something great. It's in my purse. Hold on, let me grab it. That is for cheating on me.
No, I never did.
You cheated on me.
No.
You cheated on me.
Scott and Lizzy's relationship wasn't about love. It was about dependency, manipulation, and pain. Both of them needed help, not each other. Their story serves as a dark warning about what happens when emotional desperation meets addiction and deception. One fan said, "I never understood Lizzy either, and I had to chalk it up to her being an old prostitute whose trick ran out of money for her drugs." Another said, "I hate the way she used him. She's a broke-ass user and ex-prostitute that used them, and even flyer he got away from her, she found her and harassed him still. I believe she played a part in his death." Next, we dive into James and Alla's heartbreaking story, one that shows how love can't always conquer addiction. James and Alla from Love After Lockup Season 1 had one of the most heartbreaking and toxic relationships in the show's history. From the very beginning, their connection was shaky, mostly because it was built on unstable ground. Alla's ongoing battle with addiction.
Alla, I'm so happy that you with us, as a family, and you're gonna new start with a new life, with a new person. That is awesome because I didn't like any of your boyfriends in the past.
I didn't either.
While James appeared genuinely in love and hopeful for a future together, Alla was clearly struggling to stay sober and present in the relationship.
I'm telling her anything, that way she can see how amazing she is. My father was one of the first Puerto Rican police officers in the city of Chicago, and it's always different being the child of police officers. If I tell my family the truth about Alla, they'll never give her a shot.
Shortly after her release from prison, things began unraveling quickly. Alla relapsed, turning to her old habits and eventually ending up back behind bars. This left James devastated, confused, and emotionally drained. Despite the red flags and painful separation, James remained emotionally attached and held on to hope that things could work out. Their eventual reunion only reignited the cycle of instability, where addiction and emotional dependence overshadowed any real progress or healing.
Is it you're spoiled, or is it like a Marine thing? I don't know how you were raised, but like, what is it?
Does it make you feel better to say that? What does it have to do with you taking a pregnancy test at all? That is absolutely
your
nothing.
attitude.
What made their relationship so toxic was not just a relapse or the emotional roller coaster, it was the fact that both seemed stuck in a loop of hope and heartbreak. James wanted to believe in the love they once had, while Ella struggled with inner demons that kept pulling her away from stability. It was a relationship built on trying to fix something fundamentally broken. Tragically, Ella passed away in August 2021 from addiction-related causes, marking a devastating end to their story. Her death deeply affected James, who had already endured so much emotional turmoil throughout their time together. Fans were heartbroken by the news, and many recognized how their relationship was a painful reminder of how addiction can destroy lives and love. One fan said, "I'm not sure, but she seemed high the entire time once she was out. I wasn't surprised when he found her using, but I doubt it was the first time." While another mentioned, "I don't think Ella is a bad person. Addiction is hard to overcome, especially heroin addiction. She needs to devote her energy to that." If you love a good love triangle gone wrong, Michael, Sarah, and Megan's story will blow your mind. Michael, Sarah, and Megan from Love After Lockup Season 2 and 3 created one of the most explosive and toxic love triangles reality TV has ever seen.
I'm not worried about the mother of Michael's child being a part of our lives.
Michael and I got engaged before he went into prison. I'm just ready for us just to be a family and start our lives. We're already married.
Oh my God.
At the center of it all was Michael, who managed to juggle two serious relationships, one with his wife Sarah and another with his girlfriend Megan, without either woman initially knowing about the other. The deception wasn't just shocking, it was deeply damaging. Megan believed she was Michael's one and only, completely unaware that he was married and had a child with Sarah. Meanwhile, Sarah thought she was the only woman in Michael's life and even gave birth to their second child while he was actively involved with Megan. The emotional fallout was massive. Both women were left hurt, humiliated, and betrayed on national television. Michael's behavior throughout was manipulative and selfish. He played both women, offering just enough affection and attention to keep them emotionally hooked.
Then how do you feel about her today?
That's irrelevant.
No, how do you feel about her today?
I still love her. We not together. I don't talk to her every single day.
His constant lies, charm, and excuses, mixed with frequent stints in jail, only added more stress and confusion to an already volatile situation. Rather than take accountability, he shifted blame and avoided responsibility, creating even more chaos. The psychological impact on both women was clear. Megan, once full of hope, ended up heartbroken and humiliated. Sarah, despite being the mother of his children, was strung along for years, stuck in a cycle of false promises and betrayal. Eventually, both women cut ties with Michael, but the damage had already been done. This love triangle wasn't just messy, it was emotionally exhausting for everyone involved. What started as a romantic drama quickly turned into a public display of manipulation and heartbreak. One fan wrote saying, "I wonder if Megan ever cringes when she looks back on this. I know I would. Like, imagine this is the guy end up losing your virginity to." Another said, "I don't understand dudes like this. Can't even afford toilet paper to wipe his ass, has a woman paying for all his shit, but wants to put on their facade like he's the man." Speaking of chaos, let's talk about Clint and Tracy, a couple that redefined the word toxic. Clint and Tracy from Love After Lockup Seasons 1 and 2 were the very definition of a toxic, destructive relationship. Their story wasn't just dramatic, it was downright chaotic, with addiction, betrayal, and heartbreak woven into nearly every moment they shared on screen.
Who is this
Give me it.
Once we get into the hotel, I take Clint's phone to take a selfie of us, and I see a text from another woman. I can't believe it. You're supposed to bring me here on a good time.
Things took a dark turn almost immediately. Just hours after their wedding, Tracy disappeared, stealing Clint's car, phone, and money to go get high. It was a shocking moment that set the tone for everything that followed. Despite the betrayal, Clint stood by her, chasing after love while ignoring all the red flags. His unwavering loyalty came off more like blind desperation, and it became clear he was spiraling right alongside her.
I haven't done anything wrong. I don't know what to say what was.
Do you want to call your mom from my phone to check in? Just to let her know you're okay?
Tracy's addiction continued to dominate their relationship. She went back to prison for multiple parole violations, yet Clint kept taking her back, believing that love could somehow fix what was clearly a much deeper issue. Their interactions were often erratic and emotionally charged, full of shouting matches, tears, and moments of complete breakdown.
Hey.
What the babe?
What? What the are you yelling at me for?
Even in Life After Lockup, when they tried to reconcile, nothing really changed. The trust was gone and the damage ran too deep. Clint's life was clearly unraveling, and Tracy was fighting demons that love alone couldn't cure. Tragically, in 2021, Tracy passed away from methamphetamine toxicity, closing the chapter on a relationship that had always seemed destined for heartbreak. Her death was a painful reminder of how powerful and dangerous addiction can be, not just for the person struggling, but for everyone around them. One fan wrote, "No fucking way! She's dead?" Honestly, when I saw her leaving prison after she went back, she looked shockingly scary to me. While another said, "Yeah, Clint never acted sober. His movements and everything looked like meth. I think he was arrested for possession at some point after filming." If you thought we were done with the drama, think again. Lindsay and Scott's story proves some people are just bad for each other. Lindsay and Scott from Love After Lockup Season 4 were doomed from the start. What began as a hopeful story of second chances quickly unraveled into one of the most chaotic and toxic relationships the series has ever shown.
You are compulsed, and you are going through my 24/7.
I am compulsed to get at the bottom of what your motive for being with me is.
Please tell me what you think my motive is. I'm curious.
Scott uprooted his entire life and moved to Mississippi to be with Lindsay after her release from prison, believing they were building a future together. But the reality was far from romantic. Lindsay came home with a storm of emotional baggage, deep mistrust, and a volatile temper. Almost immediately, cracks began to form.
Because I have invested 2 years
You
into
invested
this.
2 years of sitting behind bars.
I quit talking to another pen pal that I liked quite a lot to talk to you.
She suspected Scott of hiding things, snooped through his belongings, and accused him of being dishonest. Instead of communication, their relationship was built on surveillance, accusations, and paranoia.
$150 for an hour. Going through his office, I found an old cell phone of Scott's, and in it, I found a disturbingly large amount.
Things hit a breaking point when Lindsay exploded in a rage and completely trashed Scott's office, smashing items, scattering papers, and leaving his belongings out in the rain. It wasn't just a meltdown, it was a full-on act of destruction, symbolizing how far gone their relationship had become. Scott, once calm and patient, was left stunned and emotionally battered. The connection they once shared had morphed into pure chaos. Their breakup was as dramatic as their time together, loud, emotional, and full of blame. But even after the camera stopped rolling, the toxicity didn't end. Lindsay was arrested again for theft and drug-related charges, returning to prison and showing that her struggles were far from over.
Hey, I'm just joining Scott's office. You wanna come watch?
Not gonna move my camper right this second.
I wasn't gonna bother you if you were busy, but...
As of late, Lindsay's behavior has been escalating.
Their story wasn't about love, it was about dysfunction, distrust, and destruction. Scott may have believed he was saving Lindsay, but in the end, he got swept into her storm. Their relationship became a cautionary tale of what happens when two unstable lives collide under the illusion of romance. One person wrote, "He's broke as a joke. He was fired from a job as a caseworker for propositioning a young mother. They are both full of shit and deserve each other. Another user said, "The ego these men have is humongous. They know the females wouldn't be talking to them from the start were it not for money." Ready for another love triangle? Shane, Lacey, and Jon created TV gold. And by gold, I mean pure chaos. Shane, Lacey, and Jon from Love After Lockup Season 3 were caught in one of the show's most toxic and exhausting love triangles. At the center was Lizzy, who juggled two intense relationships, one with her husband Shane and another with her ex Jon. From the start, it was clear that honesty and stability had no place in this tangled mess.
Insecure? I'm not jealous over him. Jealousy is something you jealous over when you don't have something. I already have you. I married you. I'm territorial over you. I love you.
Lacey repeatedly played both men, often bouncing between them whenever things got rocky. One minute she was pledging loyalty to Shane, the next she was sneaking around with Jon, creating endless tension and mistrust. Both men were emotionally invested, but Lacey's constant back and forth only added fuel to an already burning fire. The drama felt non-stop, with explosive fights, emotional breakdowns, and whispered phone calls behind each other's backs. Shane, who tried to step up as a husband and father figure, found himself spiraling under the pressure. His mental health visibly suffered, especially when trust eroded and Lacey's behavior became more erratic.
What? Matter of fact, we might keep this one. What that? Nah, that looks good.
I'm gonna knock you the out, bro. Go ahead and swing on me then.
Meanwhile, Jon, fresh out of prison and hoping for redemption, was dragged back into chaos, caught between wanting Lacey back and watching her self-destruct with someone else. Fans even speculated that parts of their storyline were exaggerated or staged, given how over the top the drama became. But whether real or hyped for the cameras, the emotional toll was undeniable. The entire relationship dynamic was built on manipulation, secrecy, and impulsive decisions. Lacey's indecision and need for control kept both men on edge, creating a toxic triangle that never had a chance at lasting peace. It wasn't about love, it was about control, attention, and chaos. By the end, everyone involved looked emotionally wrecked, proving that some relationships aren't just toxic, they're explosive disasters waiting to happen. One Reddit user wrote, "All three of them are idiots. Lacey is the type that loves it when guys fight over her. Enjoy the shit show, lol. The older seasons are the best." Another wrote, "She irks the living shit out of me. She is so manipulative. If only Sean and Jon were angry with her and not with one another, like she's not playing both of them." Here's a couple that proves even prison weddings don't guarantee happy endings. Meet Cristiana and Jon. Cristiana and Jon from Love After Lockup Season 3 started off with what looked like a fairy tale, but quickly spiraled into one of the show's most unstable and toxic relationships. The couple got married just hours after Cristiana's release from prison, hoping for a fresh start.
Meet the new Bonnie and Clyde.
A lot of people have their doubts about us, you know, meeting out of prison and both of us being convicts. They think you're gonna relapse.
But reality hit fast. Cristiana violated her parole and was sent back to prison for nearly a year, leaving Jon alone, and that's when things got messy. While Cristiana was locked up, Jon didn't exactly stay loyal. He began flirting with her sister, Tara, and the chemistry between them was hard to ignore. Whether it was real attraction or just another dose of chaos, the fact that Jon entertained this relationship behind Cristiana's back was a serious betrayal. When Cristiana returned and found out about it, the trust in their marriage took a major hit.
I really don't know what's going on between the two of you.
Well, there's nothing going on, so you need to stop saying
Jon and Tara do quite a bit of flirting.
Still, the two tried to patch things up. There were moments of genuine love and vulnerability, but they were always overshadowed by instability. Between financial stress, addiction struggles, and emotional baggage, the couple couldn't stay grounded. Their constant arguments and emotional highs and lows made it hard for them to find peace.
How long have you and Cristiana known each other?
Give or take 3 months.
I really actually thought that the two of you were.
Their eventual divorce in June 2022 was no surprise to fans who had followed their roller coaster journey. Despite their attempts to make things work, Cristiana and Jon were stuck in a pattern of impulsive decisions, secrets, and broken promises. Their relationship wasn't just rocky, it was toxic at its core. In the end, their story served as another painful reminder that love alone isn't enough. Without trust, stability, and honesty, even the most passionate relationships can fall apart. For Cristiana and Jon, the damage was too deep and their time together left more scars than healing. One user wrote, "The fact that people like that exist, people who would be that low to cheat on you with your siblings and siblings who would do you dirty like that. I can smell the chlamydia through the screen." One wrote saying, "Jon is an absolutely awful person. How could he risk her being late to the halfway house on her first day out by trying to force her into that ridiculous wedding?" Last but definitely not least, we have Cheryl and Josh. Proof that opposites don't always attract in a good way. Cheryl and Josh from Love After Lockup Season 3 started off with intense passion and big dreams, but things fell apart just as quickly as they came together. Cheryl was obsessed with serial killers and had a fascination with bad boys, which made her instantly attracted to Josh, who had just been released from prison. Their connection was fiery, but it lacked the solid foundation needed for a healthy relationship.
I got a curfew.
What time is it?
By 8. But the other bad news is I have to stay at my mom's house.
From the beginning, there were red flags. Cheryl quickly moved across states with her kids to be closer to Josh, despite barely knowing him in real life. The trust issues started almost immediately. Cheryl grew suspicious of Josh's behavior and accused him of cheating more than once. Josh, meanwhile, seemed emotionally distant and unwilling to fully commit, even making offhand comments that made Cheryl feel unappreciated and unwanted.
So, why not? She picked the wrong guy. You're not a serial killer.
I got real tired of worrying if Cheryl and my mom were gonna fight or when they were gonna fight and all that, so.
After their eventual breakup, things didn't get any better. Josh was soon spotted with another woman, fueling rumors of infidelity while confirming Cheryl's worst fears. While Josh appeared to move on with ease, Cheryl struggled. Fans noticed she kept her social media relationship status unchanged long after the split, a small but telling sign that she hadn't emotionally let go. Her lingering attachment and inability to move forward suggested an unhealthy dependency that left her stuck in the past. Their relationship was toxic not just because of betrayal, but because of emotional imbalance. Cheryl poured her heart and energy into someone who wasn't ready to meet her halfway. The result was a messy, painful experience that left both of them worse off than before. One user wrote, "I actually sided with Josh's mom. She was spot on. The chick had moved her and her kid in with his mom so she could go dig up 2K in a creek? LMAO, I can't." Another wrote, "Can't believe Cheryl decided to move to CO with only one of her kids. She let her other kids go with her parents to live in Michigan." Love After Lockup shows us just how messy love can get, especially when lies, addiction, and manipulation are involved. These couples proved that not all love stories end in happily ever after. Which toxic pair shocked you most? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.